In this video we'll be fixing the stuck tray. That's really common on most Xboxes that have a pull-out tray. This is the Xbox E. Here's the basic tools that you'd be needing: flathead screwdriver, pinchers, Torx, and a new belt. And I'll have the link to the belt in the description. So to start off, we're going to be removing the two covers on top and bottom of the Xbox. So what I find works best is first by removing the hard drive. So pull that cover back and the hard drive just pulls out. Now you can really pry it around anywhere, but I found that right there, right below the hard drive, it's probably the easiest to get it started. So basically you just want to wedge your way between that piece of plastic and the gloss piece of plastic and run a plastic blade back and forth. I mean, you can use a screwdriver, but there's a chance you might scratch it. And then you're just going to want to pop it off. It's much easier once you get it started. Then you can just use your hands and pop it off. Now flipping on the other side, I found it easier to get it started where the actual disk drive is, where it says like Xbox 360, because there's a little gap where you can put it in and then kind of go around until it starts popping. At that point, same thing, you're just pulling it up and getting it out of there. Now this is not necessary, but probably recommended if you do have a Torx to remove this little card that's in there, just because you don't want to get it damaged. So it's actually a Torx 10, and you can just unscrew it, and it's basically a USB connection in there. Yeah, Torx 10 right there. So once you unscrew that little bolt, you can pull that card just straight out and then put that to the side. Now here you'll see there's these clips that connect the two big pieces of plastic together, and what you want to do is you want to pop them from their sides. So that one, the first one was pretty easy because you can actually see it. These ones are a little harder, you can't see them that well, but you basically just want to put your screwdriver in there, feel around, and then once you get behind it, twist it. Here I found it easier if you go from this angle here and then get your screwdriver, whatever, in there, and then just kind of work your way, work the screwdriver in there, and then get it from the side angle. So once it's in there, then you can kind of push the screwdriver yep from that angle, push in, and then all three clips should pop out. Then I'll give you a better look here of the clips. So that's the first one that I popped off. You could see that was really easy because you can see it from there. This is the one that we got from the side. So you just want to put your screwdriver in, work it, and then push down. And then the other one's the one that is harder to see, but you can get your screwdriver in there. Basically you just want to get it in there and push down, and then that should pop the two covers over, and you can take the cover off. Now the next part is going to be to pop the drive out. So there's a little hole here actually, so you need something sharp and thin. I use this little thing that I have, but something sharp and thin would work. So you put it in there and then it actually pushes the drive out. If you don't do that, the drive is stuck and you can damage it if you try to pull it out. So go ahead and pull the drive out, and we're going to want to pop the face off as well. So be careful with the face because there is a ribbon cable behind there, so you don't want to just rip it off. But there's plenty of slack, so you definitely have room to work with. And then to move the face off, you're actually also going to have to pop this cover, and you can just pull back gently, and then this one you pull back and slide to the right, and it'll pop off. And then, yeah, you can pull the cover off, but keep in mind it's still connected. And then there's the connection right there. So that one's really easy. There's just a little black tab that you're gonna have to flip up. So flip that tab up, and then that releases the cable. And then there's a little plastic piece holding it kind of in there, so just peel that back and pull the cable out the side. Alright, we're almost there. So at this point you should have pretty good access to get to the drive belt. So there's basically two pulleys that this little rubber belt drives. I'll have a better view for you there where it is. But basically the old ones next to the new one. So the old ones are really stiff, and a lot of times they look like an egg, where the new ones are much more nimble. And when it dries out, that's what causes the tray not to slide out, because it's just stuck in that position and it won't move the pulleys. And then you can see right there the two pulleys that I just pointed to, the big one and that little one. I found it easier to slide it over that little one first and then get it going on the big one. And then once you get it going, just make sure it's still on the track, and then kind of push the wheel and move it, and it should get there. Once there, then you can kind of move the tray back and forth. Make sure, yep, it's all moving good. Now keep in mind, right here, I shut the tray closed because I wanted to put the face on it. So yeah, basically we're just reassembling now. So you're going to want to pop that little black cover up. And reinstall that cable. Yeah, that little plastic piece kind of makes it a little difficult, but yeah, basically you want to reinstall that cable, leads going down, so that blue piece up, and then it clicks in. So here I put the face on, which is fine, but to put the cover, the 360 cover on the tray, keep in mind you will have to push that little yellow hole with that little sharp piece that I showed you earlier. I forgot to record that here, and that will release the tray, so then you can put this cover back on. So inside that piece, there's that plastic piece. I found it easier if you just slide it on the right side, and then the cover actually clips on that right side, and then it'll clip on the left side. And then it'll just like snap in place. Yep, at that point you can just push it back, and we're going to be putting the cover back on. So go ahead and place that on there. And then we're going to have those 3 clips, and they're just going to clip right in place. That's real easy. Then you can go ahead and put the hard drive back in. And we can put that bottom piece in. It just snaps right back into place. Then you can go ahead and put the cover back on, and the top cover. So if you did remove that little card, that is something that you'll have to slide back in and then put the Torx screw back in there. And that top cover goes on and just clicks right in place. And that's it. And then you can just plug in your Xbox and make sure it works. And if you're going to want to do this repair yourself, I actually have a link in the description where you can buy these belts that work for the Xbox. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks.